What's good? It's your boy, JayThat'sMe. Let's discuss AEW Dynamite from January the 31st, 2024. This show was okay for the most part. We are officially on the road to AEW Revolution, which is in 4 weeks. And we're slowly building towards that. Slowly. But the show overall was okay. It could have been better, but it was all right. It was basically just ebbs and flows, ups and downs, and twists and turns. So we kicked the show off. First match of the night, that being Jon Moxley versus Jeff Hardy. Pretty good little match. Jon Moxley gets the win via the rear naked choke. Well, the bulldog choke. He locked in on Jeff Hardy. Post-match, Moxley offers Jeff Hardy a handshake. Jeff Hardy flips him off, basically. So it seems like he's wanting to slowly turn heel. And him and Matt have been teasing that for a while on Rampage. But now that they're both on Dynamite, it seems like we could get a heel version of the Hardy Boys. Can't say that I'm against it. I mean, it's okay. I mean, you know, Jeff and Matt are at the end of their careers, if we're being honest. But that's pretty cool. Continuing on, Jon Moxley, he talks some trash with the CML luchadors, and then they all jump the barricade and beat down Moxley. And then members of the AEW locker room, they make the save. So it was like Matt Menard and a couple other guys. Basically just jobbers. No, it's not really that important. Moving on. Next, Hangman Adam Page versus Tola Liona. Hangman wins via a crucifix pin for the 1-2-3. So that makes sense. This was a dealer's choice, which is a play on WWE's Pick Your Poison. So Hangman Page won that and made sense, obviously. Post-match, Tola Liona attempted to attack Hangman, but it was to no avail. He had it scouted, so that's fine there. Moving on. So the Young Bucks, Matt and Nick Jackson. Oh, no, I'm sorry. Matthew and Nicholas Jackson, they show up, arriving in a limo. They get upset when a guy calls them Nit and Mac. And they want to be called by the birth names that are on their birth certificates, which is kind of funny. So a little, I got a little chuckle out of me. Again, I'm still not high on the Young Bucks taking on Sting and Darby at AEW Revolution, but it is what it is. There's not shit that we can do about it. We all know that the Bucks are going to sell hard and heavy for Sting and Darby for sure. So that's fine. Although that's probably going to be the main event of Revolution. I hope not, but more than likely that's what it's probably going to end up being. And it is what it is. But they need to really start to build this feud between Darby and Sting and the Young Bucks. They've been moving at a snail's pace with this stuff, and it's starting to piss me off. They've got to move. They have 4 weeks to do this shit. They've got to move. They've really got to move. They got to put their foot on the gas and constantly keep it moving, because we need some heat on this thing, because right now this thing is cold as ice. It's cold as ice. We need some damn heat in this thing quick, fast, in a hurry. And hopefully next week we'll start to get that heat. Next, moving on. Wardlow versus Commander. Wardlow gets the win via the powerbomb. So towards the end of the match, Commander, he hit a Phoenix Splash. He hit Wardlow's neck and throat. He put the knees his knees in Wardlow's neck and throat. And then also Wardlow, he ran, I think, knee first into the steel steps early on in the match. I don't understand why this match couldn't have been no more than about 45 seconds where Wardlow just dominates and destroys Commander. The same thing should have happened last week when Wardlow took on Trent Beretta. The same thing should have happened then as it should have now. I don't understand why Tony Khan insists that, Wardlow takes a bunch of offense. He doesn't need to. He's a big motherfucker. He does not need to take any offense. Wardlow, his matches should be booked as thus. He gets in, he gets out real quick. All right? When he's facing smaller guys like Trent Beretta and Commander and all that stuff, I don't care. Those guys are jobbers, okay? They are jobbers. I don't give a fuck that Trent Beretta is a veteran. I don't give a fuck about that. Who cares? He's a jobber. And he should be treated as such. This match should have ended in about 20 to 30 seconds. Seriously. Wardlow should be booked strong as fuck. That's just how he should be booked. And I know, I said it last week and I say it again. I'll keep saying it. I know that Wardlow's probably counting on the days of when his AEW contract expires, so that way he can go to either WWE or TNA. I just want Wardlow to get the fuck out of AEW. This is pathetic. Absolutely pathetic. I feel bad for Wardlow. He's right back at square one again. Right back at square one. And the Undisputed Kingdom, they've done nothing. They spoke about what they were going to do a few weeks ago, and they haven't followed on anything. I thought they were going to run roughshod over the AEW roster. That has not happened at all. It's not happened at all. And I have no idea what they're doing with this. I don't know. It's just a waste of time. It's a complete waste of time. Moving on. So post-match, Roderick Strong, he gets on the mic and says Commander would pay the price for not taking his deal on Saturday. And then Orange Cassidy and Trent Beretta and Rocky Romero, they make the save. Because Roddy and the Kingdom, they haul ass. So it is what it is. Who gives a shit? Again, I don't understand why we couldn't just do Roddy and Orange Cassidy next week for the AEW International Championship instead of waiting until Revolution. It makes no sense. It's a mid-card fucking title, all right? Who cares? It's not prestigious at all. It's not prestigious. I don't understand why they can't just give the match next week. I don't understand. I don't. Moving on. So Tony Schiavone, he hosts a sit-down interview with Ricky Starks and Big Bill. W. Morrissey, a.k.a. Big Bill. Darby Allin and Sting. So Ricky Starks, he highlights the journey Sting has been on in AEW. And he notes that Sting scored his first AEW win against him back in 2021. So Darby Allin says that this was not about respect for Ricky Starks as he viewed it as a stepping stone for Ricky. Ricky Starks and Darby Allin, they start to get heated. And Ricky vows to retain the gold. Starks says that he's going to make sure that Sting doesn't make it to Revolution. Then W. Morrissey, a.k.a. Big Bill, says that Sting and Darby keep running their mouths, but they just brag about how they'll ride into Revolution with the gold. W. Morrissey tells them that they're just going to take out their frustrations on the duo next week. Sting notes that Ricky Starks has to earn his respect. And then Sting turns his attention to W. Morrissey and says that he's faced plenty of big men and they were killers. Darby says he respects Ricky Starks, but the only person that was to blame for Starks' shortcomings, and that was Starks himself. And so Ricky, he splashes some water in Darby's face, and they start to square off, and Sting holds back Darby. Sting says they'll hit him next week. Okay, that's fine there. This probably is going to be the AEW main. I mean, this is probably going to be the main event, more than likely, I would assume. So, that's fine, I guess. Moving on, Kyle Fletcher versus Chris Jericho. Chris Jericho gets the win via an avalanche Judas effect for the 1, 2, 3. Will Hobbs and Don Callis, they try to get involved, but it was to no avail. Post-match, Shinsuke Takeshita, he stares down Chris Jericho after the match. So next week, Jericho's going to be able to take on Shinsuke Takeshita because he was able to defeat Kyle Fletcher. Who cares? And this match was a little bit too long. It went on a little bit too long for my liking. I have no idea why. But no one fucking knows but Tony Khan. So every match has to be close to 20 minutes. And this felt like it was 20 minutes. It really did. I was just like, damn. Next. So, we get a video package highlighting Deonna Purrazzo and her past with Toni Storm as she explains the story behind the tattoo that they both got. She has multiple tattoos, some pertaining to scripture, other tattoos, books she's read, poetry, family members' names and stuff like that. So it was a really good little promo. So I enjoyed it. I'm glad that we got a backstory for this. This is great, and this is what I wanted. So I do like that. We got why they got the tattoos, and it makes sense. So this is really, really good. Moving on. I wanted to burn my fucking television to the ground. This was completely worthless and a waste of everyone's time. We finally get to meet the Bang Bang Scissor Gang. Oh my God, I feel so bad for Jay White. Jay White says he's a big fan of scissoring. Ugh. Oh my gosh. So Max Caster gets on the mic. He highlights the success of the two trios. They bring out the cardboard coated Juice Robinson, and they all scissor together. And I wanted to burn my fucking television. Oh my God. I feel so bad for Jay White. I really do wish that Jay White was in TNA or in WWE. Seriously, oh my God, I feel so bad for Jay White. I feel so bad for him. Same thing with Wardlow. How the mighty have fallen. How the mighty have fallen. Damn. Next, Deonna Purrazzo. She defeats Taya Valkyrie. Johnny TV was with her, which was great. So that's great there. So Deonna Purrazzo gets the win. She locked in some type of surfboard submission hold, and Taya Valkyrie just tapped out. So that was great. Post-match, Deonna Purrazzo and Toni Storm, they stare each other down and they talk some trash. And then Deonna Purrazzo, she motions for the belt, so she wants championship gold, which is great. Although I think it's a little bit early to rush the feud between Deonna Purrazzo and Toni Storm, unless it's going to be a long-term feud, it's going to be a blood feud. You can't just do a match here and then Toni Storm wins and then Deonna Purrazzo just fades into the back. No, you really need to build this thing out. Have it start at Revolution, continue on up until, continue through Double or Nothing, which is in May, and then maybe you end it at Wembley in August. I think that would be great because Toni Storm is from the UK. My bad. So she is from there. So why not do that? I think that would be perfect. Moving on. So Darby Allin, he's backstage. He's being asked questions by Renee Paquette about his admiration for the Young Bucks. And I was like, what the fuck? So the Young Bucks, they show up. Matthew and Nicholas, they show up. They say that they love Darby Allin. Matthew calls Sting a blood-sucking leech and notes that he has had an idea for a new gimmick for Darby, as they could be a trio. Nicholas says Darby is being unprofessional, and he asks if he has a problem. Darby says the tag team titles are the only thing that's on his mind. Matthew says they'll have to get his attention a different way. So I wonder if that means that they're probably going to get involved in the Darby and Sting versus Ricky Starks and W. Morrissey match next week. So I think that's what they might do. They might get involved when Darby and Sting get the win and they beat down both Darby and Sting. And then that's how they get their attention. So some shit like that will probably happen. At least I hope it does. Moving on. Main event. Swerve Strickland versus RVD. So, before the match even took place, Hangman Page, he appears on the Titantron and says that the bout will be a hardcore match. And then RVD dominates the match for a good 5 to 7 minutes, which is great. There's chairs involved. Swerve wins via the Swerve Stomp. So the match was great. It was a good little main event, a good little TV main event. Post-match, Hangman comes out again, and he congratulates Swerve and notes that the AEW rankings will come out later on tonight. Hangman says that they're probably at the top of the list. He tells Swerve he won't let him be the one to dethrone Samoa Joe, as he says he'll be the next world champion. Swerve says he has nothing left to prove, as he's beaten Hangman twice, and he knows that Hangman can't beat him. Hangman responds by saying Swerve needed the Mogul Embassy to beat him. He says Swerve can't lace up his boots, and then Swerve agrees to face Hangman one last time, and it'll happen next week. And the winner of that will face Samoa Joe at Revolution for the AEW World Heavyweight Championship. So that was pretty cool there. That was great. Also, Tony Khan has another fucking announcement, which is annoying as shit. Who cares? The announcement needs to be that AEW finally has a streaming deal, and it's going to begin at Revolution. I hope that's what his announcement is. Other than that, I don't give a single fuck about it. I really don't. This is a waste of time. He always does this all the time. He's done this 1,000,005 times. This makes zero sense. I don't know why he continues to make all these announcements. It needs to be a streaming deal. That's what the announcement needs to be. It needs to be that they're going to stream all their pay-per-views going forward on Max, starting Revolution. That's what his announcement should be. At least that's what I'm hoping that it's going to be. So AEW this week was okay for the most part. It could have been better. They're still building the Samoa Joe, Hangman, Swerve feud. They're still building that towards that match. They're still building towards Sting, Darby, and the Young Bucks. That was pretty cool there. I forgot to mention that Hook, he came out in the match with RVD and Swerve, as well as Brian Cage. He got involved in the match as well. So it is what it is. But it's not all that important. But AEW was okay this week. It wasn't great. It wasn't good. It wasn't bad. It was just okay. But what did you guys think? Like, comment, and subscribe. I'll catch you guys later. Peace.